If you're struggling or looking to scale your wholesale real estate operation to 100K a month, this video is for you. In this three-part series, I'm going to show you the three most important things that help some of my clients sell to 100K per month. Those points being: 1, knowing your numbers; 2, your systems and your processes; 3, extreme accountability. Welcome in for part 2 of my three-part series on how to scale your real estate wholesale business to 100K a month. Part 1, we went over KPIs, knowing your numbers, how to track your numbers, how to identify the bottlenecks in your businesses so you could scale this thing. Second piece is going to be systems and processes. We wanted to have dialed in systems and documented processes for your team. Obviously, you know how to make money in this business and you have no problem doing it. But ultimately, when it comes time to training your team or plugging somebody into a role that you're trying to offboard from your plate, they need to know what they're doing. And to save you some time, getting everything documented and having the right systems in place ultimately is what going to make you successful in onboarding that person quickly and ultimately holding them accountable in the long run. So, jumping right in here. First thing, systems. We want to have dialed in systems that are going to make our employees' lives easier. It's going to help provide structure to the day so they can understand, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is the system I'm going to use it, and this is how the system works. So first thing that comes to everyone's mind with systems is going to be your CRM, your client relationship management tool. So a few things with that. What are you looking for? I always tell people all CRMs are one and the same. They all can do pretty much the same functions, but there are a few key differences I look for in CRMs when picking and deciding which one I want to go with. So number 1 being KPI tracking. I want KPI tracking to be as automated as possible. I don't want to have to sit in there filtering for reports, trying to find numbers, manually counting up, hey, how many leads did I have last week? Having that automated is going to make your life easier to be able to grab your numbers, put them on your KPI sheet, and ultimately look at your conversions and decide what we need to do. So KPI tracking is 1. Is it automated? Does it track everything I need to see? 2, with this is going to be the SMS automations. Honestly, and I would just do SMS. So I'm going to go SMS and automations. Some CRMs don't have an integrated phone system where you can call and text. So maybe I'll do this. I'm going to do this. I want to have an integrated phone system. I've been part of teams where we've had different phone systems, not in the CRM. So we go in the CRM, we look at the lead, and then we have to go somewhere else and call them. It's just not efficient. You want a way for your team to be able to pull up a lead, click the call button, go talk to them, have that call recorded so you can go back and give reviews. So integrated phone system to be able to do your calling and texting directly from the system. Next will be automations. I will go a little bit deeper. Follow-up automations. Do you have drip campaigns set up in your systems? Things I would want to see is a working drip, which is like a text message every day for 14 days. Again, for the statuses, working for me is someone that we haven't gotten in contact with, so we want to be aggressive to get them on the phone. I'd want to see a cold drip campaign, which is just a 30-day follow-up. Text message every 30 days saying, hey, have you changed your mind? Hey, any updates? Appointment reminders. Shooting the sellers a text of, hey, your appointment's happening tomorrow. Hey, your appointment's happening in an hour. We're going to give you a call then. Be ready. Are also some really good ones. And then missed appointments. If you push the appointment along, you go to call them, they don't answer. I want to be following up with them for 5 days. Again, with these, I still want my team to be calling all around these, but this is kind of like a backup plan, in my opinion, to stay on top of them just in case. CRMs, you get a lot of leads, people get bogged down, people have to take time off, whatever it is. At least you have an SMS running behind to hopefully keep them in the loop and make sure we're not missing the follow-up is going to be huge. I've seen a lot of people that came to our program that didn't have automated follow-ups. We didn't put that in their system, and next thing you know, they're having more appointments and getting more contracts. So this is going to be big. And the last point is going to be, I want to make sure they have the right statuses. So I'm just going to call that statuses. Does your CRM have the right statuses to help structure your team days? Do they know when an LM or AM, whenever they come in today, start the day,
what are they supposed to be calling? Do they know that? What are they supposed to prioritize? For us, all right, new leads, then go into your hot, then go into your warm, and then go into your working, and then cold. So making sure you have a structured status block on, so your team knows how to structure their day. So that's about everything with the CRM. So there's a few CRMs I recommend. One thing I've been working on lately is HQ Flow here. I think this is going to be a really good system, pretty plug and play for all y'all if you don't have anything that you like right now. But hitting all those main points I talked about. KPI tracking is going to be automated. These are the main KPIs that we went over in the last video that I like to track on a weekly basis so I can look at conversion and say, hey, where's my team failing? So KPIs tracked. Opportunities, do we have the right statuses? Yes. This is on the Dispo dashboard, but on the motivated sellers, new leads, working, cold, warm, hot, appointment set. So it has all the right statuses. This helps my team structure their day. They know when I come in, this is where I'm going to start. And then last but not least, the automations. As I mentioned in our opportunities here, we have appointment reminders, appointment no-show reminders, cold drip campaigns, working drip campaigns. So this is something I've been working on. It's going to be continuing to be developed. Right now, I'm going to be running a founders sale. So if you're interested, you want to talk more, feel free to drop me a comment. I'll also put this link in there, but it's going to be pretty robust. So that if you don't have a good CRM that you don't like right now, I would suggest checking it out. But again, I always tell people all CRMs the same. As long as they could do these things right here, that's going to be the big thing I want to see. Also off of the systems is just making sure you have a good process as far as if you're cold calling, what's your cold call dialer? Is that system dialed in as far as, our answer rate, as far as our phone number swapping out, as far as our agent call dispositions? Is that built out to make sure the team knows how it's optimized? Same thing with SMS. Do we have the right statuses? Do we have the right quick replies? The whole point of this right here, the systems piece, is trying to alleviate bottlenecks and make our employees' jobs easier. The more systematized it could be, the more bulletproof your plan is going to be as far as, converting things and making sure people are following, again, your money-making process, which is going to take me over now to part 2, which is going to be going over the processes part. Again, systems are supposed to make our employees' lives easier, systematized, and processes is we're going to want our employees to follow day in and day out to get us to where we want to go. Again, you've probably made money in this business. You know how to make money, but now we need to get your mind on paper, get everything documented so that your team can be successful. So what I would do, I would just start up a Google Drive for your company, create department folders, and start saving documents in each one. Some of the things I would want to document so my team knows: KPIs. Having a KPI tracker, having the team know, hey, how do I pull my KPIs? What do they mean? And making sure everyone's on the same page. So documenting your KPIs. Scripts. Again, we want our team following scripts because, again, this is our proven process. We know if we use a script, it's going to make money. So having these scripts saved for your lead managers, your cold callers, your acquisitions, your dispositions, writing out scripts on what you have used in the past, what other people have used in the past, in order to know your team, hey, follow this day in and day out and you will be successful. Some other ones, onboarding documents. This is going to be a really big one for me. The quicker you can onboard somebody, the faster they're going to start producing results for you, and the less of a headache it's going to be. If you're having to spend an hour with your new person every day for 2 weeks, it's just going to be a time suck, one for you, but also for them. So better the onboarding docs, the smoother the onboarding process would be. So what am I going to want to see in an onboarding doc? Job description, how to use the systems, their scripts, their KPIs. I think of it as basically a little handbook on what they're going to need for their role. Scripts, KPIs, all that. Everything on that onboarding doc so that once you go in to start training them, they have that all there. So if they have a question, have them reference your onboarding doc. And ultimately, as you onboard this first person, typically, onboarding's not going to go smooth your first time. Better prepared, hopefully it will. But ultimately, as your employees are asking you questions while they're getting onboarded, write it down. Because whatever question that person's asking you, whoever you bring on next is going to ask that same question. So creating a smooth onboarding process that your team knows and can follow. What else we got? Sales process. This is a really big one for me. Again, you know how to make money in this business. You have the sales process in your head. Oh yeah, the cold caller is going to send me a lead, and then my assistant's going to call them, and then I'm going to call them and lock them up, and then I'm going to go sell it. Great, you have it, but now we need to document it for your team to understand. What is our proven money making process? What works day in and day out? What should your team be following day in and day out to produce the same results that you've had as a solopreneur? So with that, I'll show you a few sheets here. So this is something we give our clients in the Level Up community when they come on board. This is our sales process, and you can see we have everything documented here. All of our scripts are going to be here. Our contracts, our overcoming the 4 pillars, offer call scripts, how to comp. This is our whole sales process. This is how we make money right here. And my favorite thing on here is this lucid chart right here. I'm a big visual learner. I feel like a lot of people are. But if you could show this to someone, hey, this is how our operation works. This is how I make money. It should be easy for people to follow. So this example, a lead comes in. All right, we're going to start our LM call, and we're going to go through, our script right here. These calls, if they're disqualified, should be less than 4 minutes. Qualified person should be 10 to 15 minutes. Then from there, once you run through your script, you're just got if they're motivated. If they're motivated, we'll send them to an appointment. If not, we'll set the expectations. Hey, we're not a fit right now. Can we follow up within 30 days? We'll put them in a cold follow-up, enroll them in a drip campaign. If they are motivated, we'll give it to the sales team. Sales team will go through their script. On average, these calls should be more than 30 minutes. Most of these calls is going to take multiple 60-minute calls for them to get locked up. So they're going to go through their scripts and then decide, is it accepted, yes or no, once we give them that offer. No, it's too low. We'll hit them with the price rebuttal. If it's still no, all right, then we'll go to our MLS pitch. If it's yes, all right, then it just goes through our contract signing process. So getting this documented so you can show your team, hey, this is what I expect you to do. This is how we have made money in the past, and this is how we're going to make money in the future. So I need you to be following this script day in and day out. And the last thing I like to have documented is going to be an org chart. I like to have this documented so the team knows, who do they report to, what are their roles and responsibilities, how do they fit in the puzzle, and ultimately to get to know the company. A lot of times different departments don't interact as much, like a lead manager doesn't interact with the dispo, so they can kind of say, hey, that's what this person does, cool. Like if I have questions, I can go talk to them, great. Yeah, this is kind of the main things I would document. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I can tell you a lot of clients that have come to me that, we're doing a deal or two a month, that were struggling. They didn't have any systems or processes documented. They were just not following the same process every day. Some days they were doing it one way, some days they were doing it the other way. They didn't have accountability for their team to make sure they were following the proven money-making process. So as soon as they got this stuff in track, as far as using their CRM, getting everything automated in there, making sure their marketing tools are automated, and then documenting everything, taking your mind, putting it on paper so that your team knows, hey, this is what we're supposed to do. These are the things that solopreneurs don't do that are honestly going to take you to the next level. So if you have any questions on, any more info on either of these topics, what you want to see as far as scripts, onboarding docs, whatever it is, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. As always, appreciate you watching it. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you.